All right, today we're jumping headfirst into a world that is just fascinating. Imagine a community where every single stage of your life, from the moment you're born to your very last day, is marked by a public ritual.
And it all kind of starts with this simple, really relatable complaint from a 6-year-old girl named Lily. She's talking about her hair ribbons, but this tiny little detail, well, it opens up a window into a world where even your hairstyle is dictated by rules and by your age. And that really gets you thinking, doesn't it? What if every single milestone was a public ceremony? Not just, birthdays or graduation, but every single step you take toward becoming an adult was all meticulously planned and put on display for everyone to see. So let's start there, in this world of ceremony, and see exactly how this community marks every stage of life. And when I say every stage, I mean every stage. The source describes this massive annual 2-day holiday. The entire community gathers, all work just stops. You see, this isn't just a party. It is the absolute central pillar of their whole society. Let's start where everyone does, at the very beginning, with the foundation years. This covers ages 1 through 7. And what's so interesting here is that these early ceremonies, they're not just for celebration. No, they're designed to teach the core rules of the community, right from day one.
It all kicks off with the naming. This is the very first ceremony. It's where the new children who've spent their entire first year in a communal nurturing center are finally given a name, and this is crucial, they're assigned to a family unit. So your identity, even your family, it's literally handed to you by the community. And check this out for a clever bit of social engineering. From ages 4 to 6, the kids all wear these jackets that button up the back. Why? Well, it's so they are forced to help each other get dressed. They are physically learning the concept of interdependence every single morning. But, not every child actually makes it to these ceremonies. The community has this very sterile clinical term for when a person is removed: release. It can happen to new children who are considered inadequate, or it can happen to the old. They're just sent elsewhere, and they're never seen again. Now, this is completely different from a much rarer event called a loss, which is what they call an accidental, unplanned death. And the way the community reacts to these two things, well, it's incredibly revealing. Okay, here's the huge difference. A loss, like this little boy Caleb who fell in the river, that's seen as a major community tragedy. It's marked by this somber ceremony of loss. But a release, that's just routine procedure. There's no ceremony. The name is just quietly put back in rotation for a new child. It's just a chillingly detached approach to life and death.
So after those foundation years, the kids enter the next phase, earning symbols of independence. From ages 8 to 11, they start to get freedoms. But of course, every single one is carefully measured and ceremonially handed out.
This timeline lays it out perfectly. At 7, you get your front button jacket. At 9, the iconic bicycle. 10 brings a standardized haircut. And all of it, every single step, is leading up to the most important event of all at age 12, the assignment. Let's talk about that jacket for a second. At 7, getting a jacket that buttons up the front is a huge deal. It is the very first visible symbol of growing up, of independence. It marks that shift from being forced to rely on your friends to having personal responsibility.
Then, at 9, comes the bicycle. The source calls it a powerful emblem of moving out into the community. It represents a massive leap in freedom. And of course, the source cheekily mentions that pretty much every kid breaks the rules by secretly learning how to ride weeks ahead of time.
At 10, another piece of childhood gets stripped away. The girls lose their braids, and the boys get this short, uniform haircut that exposes their ears. It's just another step towards sameness, enforcing a mature, standardized look for everyone.
And all of this builds to the final, climactic ceremony of childhood, the ceremony of 12. This isn't just another milestone. This is the end of childhood and the beginning of your entire life's purpose.
12. That's the age. After this, there are no more ceremonies of age. Your childhood is officially over, and your path is set in stone. And you can really feel how much pressure the kids are under. A boy named Asher gives voice to this collective anxiety, repeating a rumor. I heard about a guy, they gave him sanitation laborer. The fear of being put in the wrong place is so real. But the community's approach, it's anything but emotional. The elders watch these kids for years, and they make their decision based on a cold, logical set of criteria: their disposition, their energy level, their intelligence, their interests.
It's basically a formula designed to eliminate any mistakes. And this right here is the core philosophy. The source says it all. The community is so meticulously ordered, the choices so carefully made, that the idea of not fitting in is almost unthinkable. The whole goal is to remove chance, to remove messy individual choice, all in favor of a perfectly functional society.
So, you gotta ask, what's the purpose behind all this pageantry? Well, that brings us to our final section, a meticulously ordered life.
This table just summarizes the entire system so perfectly. From ages 1 to 6, the goal is all about establishing family and interdependence. From 7 to 11, it's about granting these little bits of controlled independence. And then at 12, boom, it's about defining your lifelong purpose for the good of the community.
Ultimately, it all comes down to one thing. From birth until adulthood, every single ritual, every rule is designed to ensure stability, predictability, and the one thing this society values above all else: sameness.
And that leaves us with a final, pretty provocative thought to chew on. In a world with absolutely no uncertainty, where every step is planned for you and every choice is made for you, what is lost?